Might see a bit of that throughout this game. There's no doubt this track is just going to die a little bit as the game goes on, and got bottom edge.
Bit risky this stroke because the ball's not going to come on. I think it's feet movement are going to be crucial on this pitch.
It's nicely bowled, solid forward defence. Yeah, the track's fine at the moment. Just going to have to watch it and see how much it does slow down.
Is this Dumini's permanent place now to bat at number 3, or is it just because they lost wicket earlier and they send him in?
No, it's his permanent spot now. They're trying to make sure he does this role at number 3. He's a very talented cricketer, we know that. He'll probably bowl a few overs as well a bit later on. They want to see him nail down this number 3 spot. He used to bat around about 5 or 6. At one stage they gave him a finishing role. Shot. David Miller is the one that has taken on that finishing role now with his power hitting. So he has a little bit more time to settle in, JP Dumini. It's confirmation of the work that he has done in various spots. Let's have a look at 5. There we go, 54 knocks at an average of 40. Just starting at 3. 16 at number 4. Goodness me, number 8. It's been a good side then. Nice shot and good fielding. Nice buzz in the field from Pakistan at the moment.
That's what you're going to get when you have a young side. Pakistan are produced with playing with some really young fellows who are very fine when it comes to field. And one of them is Ahmed Shahzad, a good catcher and a good outfielder fielder.
Yeah, they've only got 3 players in this lineup today that played in the tests, so lots of changes for them. Seamers have set a nice trend. This is the work they've done to the 2 left-handers. There must have been some discussion from South Africa to make sure we get some right-handers in there as well to mix it up a little bit, but no, they've got left-handers in the top 3, and that's allowed the seamers to do this. There's that pulsing white delivery at a good length, so 44% at a good length. Just a slight change in the field now with Hafiz. He's come out of the slips, which is an indication of the lack of pace in the deck, and he's now gone to a short cover, catching. Good shot. Nicely played. It's not the biggest boundaries here in Sharjah, and that's gone for 4. So that's a nice way to sign off that.
Different bowler. Irfan with his height is obviously extracting bounce on this Sharjah wicket, and like Waqar was saying, it's very unusual to have somebody getting it to carry through that well. And he's had Dumini in problems in the test, but look at the height, that delivery to get first up, and from that angle, that height and that movement, that's pretty much a peach.
Smith up on his toes, cracking that one backward as square on the offside. Wahab Riaz gets the throw in quickly, but good running from Smith.
Smith's testament to his fitness, coming back scoring that double 100, and he rides the bounce. He's in top form, and I think with Amla out of the side, Smith has the burden to bear top of the order, really riding the bounce really well.
Yes, that was a terrific battle between Mohamed Irfan and Graham Smith at Dubai Sports City. Works that one off his hip. Should be a comfortable 2.
I think Pakistan will be sick of him sort of walking across and working across the leg side, and he does that ever so beautifully. see that again. Smith sort of jumps across his wicket and then turns everything to leg, and very, very seldom does he miss.
A little skip. We saw him premeditate in the Test match, and he got clobbered on the side of the head by Mohamed Irfan. Little skip, Bassett. How much of it is premeditated?
Oh, well, it's not. Well, he's done that a lot of times, and it is premeditated before the ball is decided to skip across. But the best thing about it is that when he's hitting the ball, he's actually still. So it's not during the ball. Yeah, he backed away, and I don't think he's too comfortably there.
Again, working the ball with a very closed face through the onside. They'll come back very comfortably for 2. And at the end of 9 overs, South Africa 38 for.
De Villiers moving across his stumps, as he so often does, plays as well into the leg side. Yes, I must admit, if I was captain, Miss Balak's shoes right now, I'd be bowling spinners from both ends. I'd be bowling Mohamed Hafiz for a couple, Shahid Afridi for a couple, get some overs in quickly, keep South Africa behind that run rate.
Coming back to Hashim Amla's and Callises and all these guys, topic back on. Once I thought Hashim Amla was gone back and he was not available for this ODIs, or not available for first couple of ODIs. Don't you think, Kepler, they should have kept Jack Callis? Because, you know, they're very young side. Don't forget that. They're good in 2020. I've seen these guys batting really well. Ingram is excellent. He has scored 100 against Pakistan last time. But very young when it comes to the international, first one-day international.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just don't understand it. I mean, there was a lot of talk that there was discussions between the South African coach, Russell Domingo, and Jacques Kallis about his one-day commitments, the fact that he wants to play until the next World Cup and he's going to play some one-day cricket. So, oh, that's very nearly dragged onto the stumps by David Miller. So logic would suggest that, as you rightly say, when Hashim Amla went home, and you look at Jacques Kallis, didn't make runs in the Test series, so he could do with some cricket and play on some flat pitches where he gets time in the middle in the one-day matches, get his form going, find his feet again, and then go into the next phase of the season in that way. So to me as well, it doesn't make much sense that he's not here, particularly in the absence of Hashim Amla.
That also gives an option of an all-rounder. Oh, did it carry? Did it not? The replay will tell us the better picture, but a definite edge there from Miller. That ball was dying. I don't think it carried. It was a good stop at the end by Umar Akmal.
Well, he's kept well today for a part-time keeper. It was a thick outside edge, didn't quite get to him. The only thing I will say, though, is perhaps they're standing a little bit deep, because there was an edge earlier on as well that didn't carry to the cordon. So they can perhaps think of coming up 1 yard or so.
Edged this time, and that will fly up to the boundary for 4. Little bit of room there for Miller.
Typical David Miller. If he's going to swing, he'll swing hard off that thick outside edge. It flew through where a third slip would have been. It was never full enough to drive. There was not a great deal of footwork there either. Just threw the hands at it.
11,498 runs, Jack Callis, with the average of 45.26. 1,700 he's got. Not comfortable at all. Good over. 18 gone, 63 for 4.
Here's Afridi. Slip in position. 3 fielders inside the circle on the offside, saving 1. Just 1 on the onside.
He's got one man on the boundary on the offside, and then he's got 3 men on the onside patrolling the boundary. He's got mid-on, mid-wicket, and could be out. Taken. What a catch. Right arm leg spinner coming round the wicket. Just the right area to bowl. Make him drive. And nicely taken once again by Shahid Afridi.
McLaren goes looking for the big drive. Pulled it off the thickish inside part of the bat. And Afridi, 2 hands down at ankle level. His characteristic celebration. And a 6th wicket for Pakistan. McLaren goes for 8. And South Africa deeper and deeper in the mire. 86. Shahid Afridi striking in his first over with just his 3rd ball.
Well, both the left-handers were a little sick of the off-spinners, and as they saw Afridi, they saw the opportunity to score runs. That one went the other way. And what a job Umar Akmal is doing.
Stretching forward, I think it was the googly. Nice work up at the stumps by Umar Akmal. And it was the googly. Foot anchored though. So Afridi starts off with a maiden, a wicket maiden in fact. Ahmed Hafiz changing ends now. It's a dream period to be bowling now, Waqar, isn't it?
Six down, South Africa. Nobody expected that.
It's a powerful sweep shot. Going to check whether that's gone all the way. It has. Joseph Raza raising his hands. First 6 of the innings.
I have seen him doing this sort of damage earlier. This was clubbed very nicely. This one went flat and that one went far. I saw him hitting few boundaries in the IPL like that. A lost cause, and he came out and he played a couple of real good knocks and chasing something like 14 and over.
It's the innings that sticks in the mind, I think, was for Kings 11 Punjab against Bangalore Royal Challengers. Brutal 100 that he got there. Powerful sweep shot in front of square. A little bit of hesitation between the 2 batsmen there, but they get through for a single in the end.
Well, the more important part here is that the batsman on the other end's got to make sure that they give maximum strike to Millers.
It's the first boundary off the spinners. That's 6. Reflects everything as if it's a right-hander facing there. That would explain that graphic you've just seen. Spinners very much ruling the roost at the moment here in Sharjah.
That should be the job of Parnell. Just push it for 1. End of the over.
Just in between overs, testing the Pakistanis.
Very.
I don't think Saeed Ajmal will be tossing it up to Satsobi now, and he might well see a few doosras.
Misbah not looking quite as relaxed as he did earlier. It's a working total, this, you fancy now, for South Africa. Might not necessarily be a winning total yet.
Yes, definitely competitive one now. If they can nip a few out in the early overs, then it'll be a handful.
It's an interesting statistic at the bottom of your screen there. Highest 9th wicket partnership in all one-day cricket at Sharjah. Gives you an indication of what a fantastic effort this has been. was 45, the previous best by Sri Lanka against Pakistan way back in 2001 with Taimur Litharan and Chaminda Vas.
Beat that partnership by a fair distance.
High in the air from Parnell. Long on's getting round and takes the catch. Ahmed Shahzad. 150 wickets in one-day international cricket for Syed Ajmal. And after a so Syed Ajmal, now 150 one-day international wickets. 4 Pakistan players in that top 10.
Elite list. There's Saklan Mushtaq heading that list with 78 matches, and then we have our Waqar Yunus with 91, Syed Ajmal 93. That's a very impressive list. Alam Donald, Shoaib Akhtar, Shane Warne, household names there.
Exceptional from Sack Lane, almost 2 wickets a match. And Tahir. Direct hit would have had him struggling, I think, there. Let's have another look then at the wicket of Wayne Parnell.
Parnell trying to hit off the back. That's a very difficult try. I think he was banking on Syed Ajmal being shorter, and then he would have pulled it, but Shahzad very comfortable underneath that.
He had all the time in the world there to steady himself. Good bowling.
It's just hit and run. I'm not sure if they had him back too far. It's the last pair, and even the previous one, a direct hit would have got him. And again, they're trying. As soon as they hit the bat, they're running.
So just those 3 balls left in the innings then, a maximum of 3 balls. Imran Tahir in the side today in place of Robin Peterson, who's absent ill. Going into this match very much on a high after the 8 wickets he got in the Test match at Dubai Sports City. He's got his bat in his hand at the moment.
Slow balls worked well for Sohail today. He's bowled quite a few of them.
It's interesting, he's keeping with only 1 glove there, Umar Akmal.
That's interesting.
There's the other one. So he's ready to have a shy at the stumps if needed. The pads have come off as well. That's gone a long, long way in the air, out towards deep mid-wicket, with 1 ball remaining in the innings. And Sohail Tanvir takes the final wicket.
Again, a slow one, Imran. And he steadies himself and takes a very comfortable. Wahab steadies himself, takes it very comfortably.
Imran Tahir then.
A.B. de Villiers. So not only has he got 3 for virtually nothing, he's got some seriously talented cricketers out, particularly guys in form at the moment with Smith and A.B. Freedy continue, he's got 3, so between them they've got 6 for 31, and they're still going.
7 left, and the policy not working so well today in this innings. Something that South Africa will have to rethink, although they don't have too many options. Because Quinton de Kock is the extra batsman who's here at the moment. He's a left-hander as well. There's no Hashim Amla yet.
Pakistan's last 5 games in the UAE batting second. Their average score is just a fraction over 200. Can they scramble 200, South Africa? Can they get to 180? That might even get Pakistan under a bit of pressure, particularly if they start well.
That'll be a game. South Africa could somehow get up to that 180 mark.
Average team total batting second at Sharjah in day-night games is 193 on the bottom of your screen.
Pakistan spinners have been exceptional. They were able to control the innings. That's Imran Tahir. He's the last batsman available.
It was on. Ajmal continues. Wayne Parnell scoops that away. That's a fine stroke. Nicely played.
That's an excellent shot. Premeditated, but well executed. Spotted with a gap. Pulled out that switch hit. Beautifully struck.
We all know Wayne Parnell's a very talented cricketer. He's going to have a serious job to do with the ball. Bit of a wry smile there from Saad Ajmal. There's no point of him just sticking around, I suppose. He's got to try and score runs, and that was terrific. This time forcing down the ground, so entrusting Tutsorbi to hold up an end. And hopefully getting back on strike.
Well, the game by no means over. South Africa, of course, could come out and bowl well and pull off an unlikely victory, but they'd be deeply concerned with the batting. It wasn't good recently in Sri Lanka. Problems against New Zealand, in South Africa when they lost that series. Just beat Pakistan in the home series, and then, of course, the Champions Trophy, they didn't go well, so they'd be very concerned.
Yeah, they'll be fired up, though, when they get that ball in their hand. They'll certainly be fired up. Chipped away. Good stuff from Tutsorbi. Gets Parnell back on strike again.
He's played pretty well, Wayne Parnell. He's 27 of 34 deliveries. He's been responsible. Picked the right delivery to try and maximise as well.
That's good. Just the one, though. So Ajmal's bowled nicely. 138. 2 slips.
But this small target without Dale Steyn, I have a feeling, just a feeling, that Pakistan will get to that. It's not going to be easy, but they're not there. It's going to be a little bit problem. Early wickets are the key.
Openers just 21 and 23. It's got an edge and it hasn't carried.
Drag him on the front foot. That's the key. That's important on this surface. It's a slow pitch. You drag him on front foot, there's more chance of him nicking the ball.
And that's quite interesting that it didn't carry by a long way at 145 k's per hour. They're not standing that deep, the South Africans. They've moved up a yard now. If you were with us earlier, you might have seen one or two drop a bit short of the Pakistan slips. So he's hit his straps pretty early, Morne Morkel. 146 that last, 1 for none. Generally the man for South Africa in the coloured clothing that strikes first. And about 6'4", maybe even 6'5". Economy rate's okay. Does most of the work right at the start of the innings, does Lomwabo. 83 at 24 is tidy. Will swing the ball away for the left-hander.
So Sobe has been so used to bowling with Dale Steyn from the other end. This is the first time I'm seeing after a while that he has got someone else who's attacking with the other new ball. That might also be the reason people trying to get away, run away from Steyn and giving him a wicket, going after him maybe. It's going to be a big test here for these South African fast bowlers. I'm sure he's going to bowl at that tight length just outside the off stump, and the fielder is going to back him up with the catches and stopping those ones and twos and bringing the run outs into play. Pakistan not very good when it comes to run outs also. They've got to keep an eye on that too.
Well, I think the plan will be pretty simple. They're just going to try and build up the pressure here. 2 new balls certainly makes the opening batsmen stay on their toes. They'll try and bowl a good tidy line, try and drive the runs as much as possible, and try and bring someone like Jamshed, who likes playing his shots, out of his comfort zone. Ryan McLaren, consolidated spot in the one-day side now. Ryan McLaren, took him a long time to do that, a few years, but now he's certainly done it.
The batsmen show the patience. 183 is not a big total. As you said, Mikey, where these bowlers are going to bowl that tight line and length in Pakistan, they're going to frustrate them. It is so important to just not get frustrated and wait for the bad ball.
They can absorb a couple of overs here. They don't have to do anything silly at all. But that's a very good over first up from Tsorbi. That's a maiden. 1 for none.
It's too wide. Richard Illingworth getting his arms out again. Claren's got cover on both sides of the wicket. He's got a deep cover, and he's also got a man just in front of square on the onside boundary. Third man and a long leg too.
They'll probably bring up the fielder on the onside to try and create more pressure and stop the single, because he's attacking the 4th stump channel outside off stump.
Exactly what Kepler Wessels was talking about there, that rotation of the strike. Used to have done it pretty well. They came together with the score at 4. A sluggish start for Pakistan. Some really fine opening bowling from Morne Morkel and Wambo Tsotsobe. A lot of dots, a lot of those accumulated during those early overs. 10 overs of dots already. The first 10 overs of the innings, in fact, yielded just 16. Look at the worms. Pakistan's green worm just below the gold worm of South Africa at the moment. But you can just see that around this stage South Africa started to hemorrhage wickets, and that really counted against them. And he needed that excellent late rally from Wayne Parnell to get them up to a final score of 183.
If you look at that South African innings, soft dismissals during the middle part really cost them. I think that's where they'll be very disappointed, because they're better than that. They've got a strong batting lineup, some really good players in there. So what they'll have to do is try and work out a counter for the spin of Pakistan in the middle, because Ajmal bowled brilliantly today. Afridi was good as well.
Miscued pull shot, just clear mid-on. And batsman will come back for 2. That wasn't convincing though from Mohamed Hafiz.
It was clever bowling, as Ryan McLaren has been drawing the batsman forward the whole time, and suddenly the surprise bouncer. Hafiz was a little bit slow to react. Decided to still opt for the pull shot and was late on it. That really could have gone anywhere.
To fetch it from quite a way outside the off stump there. There's that position that Kepler Wessels wants to see the fielder rather than out on the boundary. A single there, and in the end of the over, Pakistan 43 for 1.
64 balls. A little bit of movement back in towards the right-handed Mohamed Hafiz, who eases it away easily. 125 now, Hafiz.
Ideally, they have if South Africa had the luxury of a spinner here, that'd be very handy. But the singles are starting to flow now. In the first 10 overs, I think there were five maidens, but now it's broken up, and his batsmen getting off strike easily.
It's an edge, it's a fine edge. It's gone past the slip and it's run away for 4. That'll frustrate Wayne Parnell.
Good areas with always going to ground and very fine down to third man, and Shazad will take that, and each run sort of will weigh heavily on AB de Villiers, Wayne Parnell, and his 180 to get. So I think wicket is very definitely needed now.
So 50 up now for Pakistan. This partnership's worth 46 at this stage. Very thick edge. It might have done a little bit of a service. That's an edge, and that's gone through the gap between the keeper and the first slip. That'll be a sense of humour failure, I'd imagine, for a couple of South Africans out there.
That's gone right between AB de Villiers and Grant Smith. The last one was frustrating. This Wayne Parnell pulling his hair out now. Bisected that gap perfectly. Don't know if AB de Villiers could have gone for it, or...
Yeah, Smith was standing a little bit wide. He's now tightened up a fraction. 50 stand up between these two. Short, dropped away leg side. McLaren does nicely. Athlete Ryan McLaren. That's good work. Just one. 55 for 1.
Nearby. Well, I guess anything's possible. Here we go again then. That's it. From a Pakistan perspective, are you content with this performance today?
Yes, the bowling, we've always known that the bowling is very potent, but still slightly disappointed that players who got starts didn't kick on, but overall it's been an impressive performance.
Blow to the hand there for Umar Akmal, which is keeping wicket, and he did today anyway.
Saying that, the South African camp has a lot more to ponder, because they really seem struggling against the trio of spinners, and I don't think if he's bowled that much, but Afridi and Saeed Ajmal they just couldn't get them away.
Fancy Pakistan need to make hay while the sun shines here in this series, because of course no Dale Steyn in the first 2 matches. Hashim Amla still back in South Africa. The absence of those two absolutely crucial, you fancy?
Yes, Amla is definitely a big blow, and South Africa suffered because of him today. His absence was felt, and he can handle spinners, we all know that, and he's world number 1 in one day.
Good Yorker, and just about dug out by Umar Akmal. That's good cricket.
Impressive Yorker, McLaren. We've not many Yorkers today, but that was spot on. Oh, just missed.
Sneaking past the leg stump. It's never dull when Umar Akmal's out in the middle, is it?
Hold back at all. But this innings, I think it's just taken all the pressure to South Africa. Bottom edge is probably trying to hit it even further than the last one.
Slow ball bouncer. Work down a long leg. Single for Umar Akmal. He'll keep the strike. 159 for 4. And Rambo Tsotsobe back into the attack. What do the power play statistics tell us today, Bassett? I guess it's not been an easy surface to force the pace on for the batsman.
Yes, there's 38 for 2 South Africa. Didn't ideal start. And that 11 for no wicket was. I think they were struggling at that stage and just sort of Parnell and Tsotsobe batting, and then the ball not really coming on. I think if South Africa had got a few more runs, it might have gone. We've been a very, very close game. It will be difficult chasing something in the region of 220, 30 in hindsight now.
AB de Villiers said as much at the toss, didn't he? He said that they'd done their homework. The pass score, batting first in a day-nighter, was around 230. And they were looking for that as their mark. Obviously they've fallen a long way short. If they'd got there, boy, that really would have been tough for Pakistan to chase down on the evidence of what we see. It was uppish from Umar Amin, but into the gap between mid-off and extra cover, and that will go for 4.
Nicely struck from Umar Amin, placed it well. As always going to be before once it went through the NP. Last boundary just went through extra cover, just shows how slow it was. That he actually played it off the back, but almost trying to cut it, but it went through extra cover, so it's gone straighter than what it would have gone on many other pitches. He's hit that through extra cover. So yes, again they'll be ruining the fact that it didn't bat well, South Africa.
It'll be a wide. Richard Illingworth had a long think, had a look across to square leg to Zabraza. In the end, probably a fair enough decision. You see Zabraza there just giving Richard Illingworth the nod.
There were quite a few wides, and especially when they're banging it in. They banged it in quite a lot, so you're bound to get a few wrong.
Little feather on that one. The finger goes up. South Africa's still in there fighting. The 5th wicket for the visiting team, the Proteas. And Tsotsobe gets his first.
He's trying to run it down the third man. A disappointing dismissal. 165 for 5.
Oh, swing and a miss. The drama continues. Can they get 2? Are you going to get 2? All right. Can you believe it? Pakistan collapsing, losing 5 wickets for just 12 runs. Big fella got an inside edge. Just past leg stump.
That's the only way I can see Pakistan getting runs. Somebody's got to throw a bat on ball. If you're looking to block, I don't see those runs are coming. Did it hit the pad first? That will be the question, because it's definitely hit the bat, but did it hit the pad? That's what Imran Tahir is saying, and he's going to take the review. Might be just outside the line of the stumps, Kepler.
Well, they might as well have a look. 2 runs required for a tie, 3 for a win. So let's have a look at that front foot. Shouldn't be a problem, and it isn't. Question is, did it hit him outside the line? Was there bat involved? Decision initially, that is out. Looked like pad first.
Yep, it's definitely pad first, and I don't see that been not given out. That looks plumb to me, because that one definitely clipped the pad on the way. Did hit the bat, but it was hit the pad first for sure. Watch that. There.
It was not out. It hit pad first, that is for sure. Then onto the inside edge. Got a big stride in. Question is going to maybe go over the top? We'll have to have a closer look.
Well, I have a big doubt that if that is going to go over the top. It's clearly pad first. Drama continues here in Sharjah. What a game we had. One stage Pakistan was cruising, and now hit him in line. Let it go and hit the stumps. Oh, umpire's call. Pakistan survived. Just survived. It's been given not out, so it stays not out.
Wow. Millimeters. What a decision. What a decision. What drama. South Africa back in the game from nowhere. 3 to win.
Just imagine if this would have been given out, the review would have taken. Well, Pakistan don't have the review left, but would have been a further drama. But Pakistan survived. Just Muhammad Irfan have to survive another 4 deliveries of Imran Tahir.
Very middles that one. Imran Tahir is looking for that LBW. He's bowling that slider pretty well. He's bowling the googly well as well. So Irfan has got to survive 3 deliveries. Has a swing and a miss. The delivery turned quite a lot as well. They're going to have another look at a stumping.
Well, we had a dull game for the last about 7 hours. It's just the last half an hour or 20 minutes, should I say. Real excitement out there. Everything is happening. AB de Villiers has taken the bails off quickly. Third umpire's into play. I think he's fine. I think the foot stays on the ground. A big boot stayed on the ground, so I think he's fine.
This is. Foot never really wavered, never left the crease. It wasn't up in the air either.
Not out is the call. 3 needed, 1 blow Pakistan need. 1 stroke away from it. South Africans 1 wicket away. Last wicket of playing. Oh, did it hit the inside edge once again?
My word, on the back leg as well. 1 delivery left in this over for Mohammad Irfan to try and get through. Just as well, that was an inside edge. Otherwise, that was stone dead.
All the pictures tell the story. Don't have to say much.
And he survives, and only just. 46 overs gone, 181 for
So 1 over left.
just the single. Is that a good idea? Should he have stayed on strike? 2 to win now, 1 for a tie. 1 wicket South Africa need. Mohammad Irfan on strike. Morne Morkel with ball in hand.
Well, this dressing room about 20 minutes ago was in a different mode.
all quiet, tense, sweaty hands. Can't believe that this game should have been won by Pakistan with ease, with comfort. But here we are. Last wicket batting, 2 runs required, 23 deliveries. Don't worry about the balls, just worry about those 2 runs.
He was in the circle, stopping the 1. And that's what has to happen as well. 5 of them in the circle, and Graham Smith had slipped. What's Big Morno going to do? Is he going to go straight at the stumps? Oh, and it's a very cool leave, close to off stump. Don't want more. He can't bear to watch. He can't believe they're in this position. They were cruising this game, Pakistan.
Tension all over.
He's knocked him over. South Africa have done it. They've come back from absolutely nowhere to win. They've won by 1 run. Joy all round in that South African dressing room. No one in the stadium can believe this. Well, he does the business, Morno Morkel. Excellent last delivery. Went straight at the stumps. Joy for AB de Villiers. For a large part of this game, they weren't in it. But they got 5 wickets for just 12 runs at the end to claim an unlikely victory by 1 win. Second lowest score South Africa have defended against Pakistan. So disappointment there for Mohamed Irfan. Wasn't really his job. He bowled pretty well. But the Pakistan batsmen, the latter order, let them down.